This video is for my CP Geometry students on the 17th of October. I am out at a conference for a math competition at WPI. Here is the example problems I want you to work through before you work on your classwork that will be due for homework if you do not finish it. Here we go. So first off, you want to open up your textbooks to page 244, 245. The section 4.2, angle of triangle. So one thing we all know and you're all very familiar with is the triangle angle sum theorem. It's that the angles in A, so the measure of A, B, and C, all add up to 180. All right, so I know most of you know that. So we're gonna skip ahead. We're not gonna go through the proof of it. If you wanted to look at the proof of it, that right there is an explanation for why it works. And if you want to, I'm not gonna have you do this while I'm not here though, this is a pretty good exercise if you wanted to test out why A plus B plus C are all equal to 180 degrees. So you draw it on a piece of paper and then you cut it out and then you put them all together. And this is on the previous page 243 in your books. We're not gonna do that today, but I just wanted to show it to you for reference. So if you go ahead, skip to page 247. So we look here on page 247. I want to look at example 3 here. It says find angle measures in right triangles. So this is what I want you to do first. Draw it. Pause the video. Draw it. Seriously, pause the video. Draw it. So the question here is asking us to find the measures of each numbered angle. So what we're going to do is look at our drawing. All right, so you should have something similar to this. So we want to find 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, that's all we have. So let's take a look. We got 38 degrees, 52 degrees, 90 here, 90 here, 90 there. So we know that 3 and 2 here, those are going to be complementary, right? They're going to add up to angle 2 plus angle 3. Are going to add up to 90 degrees. You can see that much. So once we get 3, we get 2. Once we get 2, we get 3. That'll be easy. We can't quite tell. It doesn't say if this is 90 degrees. It seems like we could probably assume that, but for now, let's just not, right? We have a 90 there, 90 there, 90 there. I think we should be able to assume that, but just in case, we're not going to do that yet, only if we have to. So what I see here is I got 52 and I have a 90 degree angle and I have my angle 1 here. So question is, do I have enough information to solve for 1? I believe I do. The way we would write this is we would say angle 1, or the measure of angle 1, plus 52 degrees plus 90 degrees equals 180 degrees. I know, sorry, that looks like a 98. So subtract 52, subtract 90 from 180. Why does this light keep going off? We're just gonna deal with it. I don't feel like getting up. So if we subtract 90 here, subtract 90, done with that. And now I have measure of angle 1 plus 52 degrees is equal to 90 degrees. I could have, I wrote 55, look at that. Subtract 52 degrees from both sides. I now have, seriously, I do need light. From there, I should have enough information. Let's see, now that I have that, those are gonna cancel. 90 minus 52, that's 40, 38. So if that's 38 degrees equals measure of angle 1. All right, so I can say this right here is equal to 38 degrees. Next, they want me to get 2. So I can say this right here is 38. Interesting. This is also 38. All right, so we get that and we get that. Well, we already know that these two together are going to turn into 90. So that, we're pretty sure this is going to be 52. But one thing we definitely know before we do that is because this is a right angle, we know this is also a right angle. 90 and 90. And over here, let's check 2. All right, so we have 90 here. So I'm going to say next, measure of angle 2 plus 38 degrees plus 90 degrees equals 180. So this is my triangle WXY, right? WXY. So I can subtract 90, I'm going to get 90. Subtract 38, I'm going to get 52. So measure of angle 2 is equal to 52 degrees. All right, that should have been easy. So this is 52 degrees. All right, we already knew that this was 90, so if we have 52, we know the other one's going to be 38. So we can say the measure of angle 3, we already said this up here, plus the measure of angle 2 equals 90. We just found out 2, so we can substitute 52 into there. Sorry, going off track. So now I have measure of angle 3 plus 52 degrees equals 90 degrees. And subtract 52, subtract 52. I'm going to get measure of angle 3 equals 38 degrees. All right. So I can put over here 38 degrees. And lastly, number 4. So I now have this right here is 38. This is 52. And again, because we didn't know for sure if that was 90 degrees, because it wasn't labeled, we didn't want to make any assumptions, but we can prove that. We could prove this. I can now say the measure of angle 4 plus 38 degrees plus 90 degrees equals 180 degrees, and we're talking here about triangle TZW. Triangle TZW. Subtract 90 from both sides, and then subtract 38. We're going to end up with measure of angle 4 is equal to 52 degrees. 38 minus 90 minus 38. God dang it. Sorry. All right. So we got 52. We can fill in the rest of our picture here. All right, that should have been fairly simple. Now, I know some of you are going to get a little lost in your picture here. Here's some tips. I would say right here, you may have noticed. Seriously, why is this light going off? If you've noticed, I drew a little bit of a dotted line right here. So in our picture that was in the textbook, they had that blue line going through it over here and over here. So what I did was just to show that that 52 is not talking about this whole thing and 38 is not talking about the whole thing. I drew a little dotted square box to show the right angle. So I'd recommend doing that if there's a line going straight through it, draw it dotted. And I think that's it. Label as much as you can. So, you know, right here, in addition to that was useful. And I think that's enough information. I would say you always want to start out with an equation. So we know with algebra, and since this is what we're doing literally in this section is solving for the angle of triangles, is you want to start with measure of something plus what you already know, and maybe you even say, so 52, this original one we were talking about here was this. So you might even want to say measure of angle 1 plus measure of angle, think about what are the letters going to be. Pause the video, think about what the letter is going to be. It's going to be TYZ equals 100, equal plus angle YZT plus measure of angle YZT equals 180. And then we substitute it in for TYZ 52, and we substitute it in for YZT 90, and then from there. So you should be able to do that with any of these pictures. Is you should start out with an equation representing all three of the angles and then the triangle itself, and from there you should be able to come up with anything. Now, one thing people might also get stuck on is they'll not realize that they can say something, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So that's the first example that I want you to do. Example 3. It's example 3 on page 247. All right, next. So So for classwork, I want you to do this. Page 249, number 14, 15, 17 through 33, 36, 49. What do I do? 49 right there. Good luck. See you Wednesday. Let me know in the comments what problems you might be having. I might be able to comment back.